Welcome back, everybody, to another 10-minute investment eye test video where we take 10 short minutes to take a look at an upcoming token launch or investment opportunity. Today, we are diving into BeFi Labs, a BRC20 trading terminal that has functionality for multiple different wallets and zero trading fees. I'm Sasha with Arcanum Ventures. I'm here with my good friend and colleague, Carmelo. How you doing, brother?
Doing all right. Midweek. I think this video is going to be airing on Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to all you lovers out there.
Ooh.
BeFi
Yeah,
lovers, BRC20
I,
lovers.
BeFi Valentine's Day. And so, I've got Crypto Rank up here. If you guys can see, Crypto Rank is showing us right now the upcoming or active IDOs, IEOs, and ICOs. We've got BeFi Labs here, running on Ape Terminal, one of the hottest new launch pads to date. And so we're going to take a look at this one. Carmelo, if you're good to go, we'll just start the clock and dive right in, man.
Yes, I'm ready to go.
All right, here we go now. 10 short minutes. All right, and so we've got BeFi Labs. Let me go to the overview. And it is a platform for trading BRC20 tokens and ordinals with zero fees. Carmelo, I know you're a big fan of ordinals and BRC20 tokens, right?
That's news to me. I was going to say that all of these ordinals, BRC20, stamps, all this stuff, it's a little bit confusing for newbies, let alone like people that have actually been in the industry for a while. And I don't know, they all kind of say the same thing. So my narrative meter, whatever you want to call it, is exploding right now. So I see that this is the meta right now, and everybody's trying to ape in, hence Ape Terminal. So everybody's wanting to get in. I think Ape Terminal's last ordinals or BRC20 launch exploded and did like 100x. So I anticipate there's going to be a lot of buy action on this token.
Yeah, one thing I'm seeing here already that's quite shocking. Look at this, man. 13% public sale, which I guess is quite common for BRC20. There's a lot of community momentum behind public sale for BRC20 tokens, but not something you typically see with IDOs. They've got a couple of IDO rounds, BRC app and Ape Terminal. And what I'm seeing here is a fully diluted market cap of just over 5 milli. They're raising, I guess, after the public launch, 1.5 million. But yeah, like pretty reasonable numbers. I wonder if what they're going to build, how the token ties in, and if they're going to be able to do it with just this funding. It's actually quite low. So yeah, you ready for the website?
Yeah, and look at that initial market cap. That's 205K. So that's what, like less than 3%, 4% of the at launch. Like that's a tiny micro cap, right?
Yeah, I mean it is quite small. It's not a lot. But again, like BRC20, this is like a really crazy ecosystem that's running right now. I think traditional IDO rules for everything that's launched on, let's say Solana, Polygon, Ethereum,
Yeah.
BNB chain don't really apply. But yeah, we'll see what this is about. Again, the goal is the same. Figure out what the token is, how it ties into everything, and if it's something that we would invest in. So boom,
Bingo.
here's the website.
Okay, simple.
Hmm. Yeah.
Start
Yeah.
farming points. So, okay, appealing to degens right away. They don't make any fuss about it. Trade BRC20 in ordinals using your preferred wallet with zero fees. Um, yeah, one of the things I always wonder with these projects is what chain are they actually launching their asset on, and why do they even need an asset? Like if it's its own, I guess they're trying to be layer twos above Bitcoin network, but yeah, it seems like kind of a stretch to have it. So I guess you could farm points. Maybe they're going to do some drop to people that are helping test it out or get the word out, marketing.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. It says, excuse me, powered by BeFi Labs. Like, well, I would hope it's powered by BeFi Labs because this is the BeFi Labs website. But one of the funny things you mentioned, like it's very degen. The majority of people that don't know anything about crypto that might visit this website would have no idea what farming really means. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's totally degen, right? Trade BRC20 and ordinals using your preferred wallet. Aren't BRC20 and ordinals the same thing?
No, I think BRC20s are like one variation of ordinals. So there's different
Mm.
kinds. There's like SRC20. Everybody's trying to make their own ordinals or inscriptions on Bitcoin network.
Okay. Well, and this is kind of interesting. Like they've got it's a nice, sleek looking trading terminal. I think there's no surprise as to what this is. But the funny thing is, like, there's been so many trading terminal and exchange companies that have been launched in the past couple of years that this technology is like very, very simply white labeled or licensed. So Matt might explain like the low raise. Maybe they're just taking this from somewhere else and retrofitting it with like BRC20 backend and adding functionality for like a lot of different tokens that are existing.
You farming points, man?
Lightning fast transactions, zero trading fees. And so that makes it sound like an exchange, right? If they're advertising faster transactions and zero trading fees above what already exists on the BRC20 ecosystem, then maybe they're kind of like a broker dealer, right? They have liquidity of tokens on their exchange and they're facilitating faster or cheaper trades. If not, if this is just like if they're just saying lightning fast transactions and zero trading fees because that's what exists, the BRC20 network, then it's kind of like marketing hot air because it's you're not offering anything that people already have access to.
Yeah. Speaking of hot air, Sid DeFi is probably top five stupidest, most hated terms in crypto for me. Like centralized,
Oh
decentralized finance. Like it makes me want to cry a little bit.
yeah, why would people get excited from that? It means nothing. It's like hot cold water.
We take your favorite decentralized products and centralize them, but they're still decentralized in name. So lab crafted decks. All right,
Oh
revolutionary
man.
decks. Yeah, you were right about the exchange. Zero trading fees, so we don't want to make money.
Yeah, you wouldn't say you wouldn't advertise like we crafted our own decks if you didn't like steal some of that tech or license some of that tech from somewhere else and then retrofit it, right?
Yeah, it's like farm raised
Cross-chain
chickens.
markets. So transfer from Ethereum, Binance, and Solana to engage with BRC20 and ordinals. Again, like there's a lot of infrastructure that exists now where they
Eh,
can license and they can integrate that allows that bridging infra, whatever.
I would say we're early enough where that's still a viable thing to aim for. I don't think anybody's like solidified the lead there, but I'm wondering how this makes money. I'm sure you're wondering the same thing. I don't understand how this makes money.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, obviously this is a strong value add, right? You've got a lot of this different type of infrastructure here, different networks, and BeFi Labs is essentially connecting to the BRC20, Bitcoin, and Ordinal networks. But it's not like they're inventing something revolutionary. There's a lot of companies that are doing this right now because of the sheer demand on the BRC20 network. And so, like as an investment, like fundamentals, you would be investing in something that's trying to compete in an already very competitive space. So maybe whatever interest is being generated just from like the speculation and hype
Well,
on BRC network.
I mean, if you're going to make it easier for other networks, like if you have a bunch of stables on Solana or Binance, and you can like have better access, easier access to this ecosystem, then that's pretty exciting for people that are. I know a lot of people are like, I've heard everywhere about BRC20 and ordinals and inscriptions and stamps, but I don't know how to access this ecosystem. So I know a lot of them are launching their own like EVM compatible ERC tokens, but I don't know what their plan is to bridge it over, why it exists on another network. But we've seen that before, launching a digital asset for another network, but it has to start on a different non-native network.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I think this is like the kind of funny thing that I find with BRC20 is like it's like people are investing or buying into an idea
Yeah,
and then hoping that it comes to fruition. What is also funny about this, like I think this speaks to like so much of the hype around BRC20 that people don't really know what they're buying. They don't understand what they might be investing into. They're just FOMOing or aping into things.
yeah.
Hashtag ape terminal, because there's two mentions of start farming points, and they haven't explained anything about what points are and what they do. And also, there's no mention about the token and how like points are transferred over to the token. So I don't know like how they're raising funds or what they're going to be offering. They've got this, I guess, here. BeFi is the token.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
in the top corner
but
it says docs, but I'm sure there's information there. But you're right, like no information about token utility, no information about team. I'm willing to venture a guess that there's no team here. They're completely anonymous. Might be
yeah, I
wrong.
don't know why that's still a thing. It's not everyone's just like pretending to be Satoshi, but they're just rug pulling. Here we go. BeFi token revenue share. Wow, that's bold. Um, Fee-free trading. So if you
That
hold BeFi tokens, you don't pay trees. In-app fee payments. So you pay in-app fees, so it's a payment
for non-
barrier.
for non-holders, how can you use the token for fee payments if you don't hold it?
Whoever wrote this didn't think that sentence through. Early access to projects. So, like, it's kind of like a launchpad model, but again, it's staking, right?
Yeah,
So they're giving out tokens. It seems like it's heavy on rewards and heavy on staking. And I'm not really seeing a lot of information about like value going into the token supply. So it seems kind of inflationary. But if they're not like taking revenue from the platform and then buying back tokens, then it's not going to be sustainable. But at the same time, like there's a lot of haziness around compliance for that.
oh
Oh man, there's the short 10 minutes, dude.
yeah, voting power. Yeah, that's
God,
always a throw in. It's no mistake that it's 6 on the list. Like, yeah,
I
throw
love
in
that.
governance.
Yeah, yeah. We're missing something. We need six. But yeah, it looks like even this infographic, I know we're taking extra time, but like it looks like everything leads back to lock BeFi. And I think we're still playing the same games in the cryptocurrency launch space. I don't know if people are not learning their lessons, but if you have an entire ecosystem catered towards locking a cryptocurrency up, you must ask yourself like, what are the team that is launching this token and are maybe holding a lot of it? What do they stand to gain?
Well, you see
And
it right there, 9 months cliff, then 12 months linear vesting. So team just wants this token to be trading well for 21 months. Then they don't give a shit what happens. Maybe,
yeah,
maybe
I
not.
mean, yeah, we're being quite pessimistic, but that's kind of what I'm thinking here. It's like, hey, let's encourage everyone to lock up the token. We take advantage of the hype in BRC20, and then we just systematically liquidate and dump to take money out of the markets. Um, and yeah, like I think everything that we've seen, Carmelo,
Is-
are you ready for a verdict? I guess.
yeah, I would say like real quick, we're not trying. The purpose of this is not to scrutinize just one project. Like we're using this as an example because this team might be excellent. They might be OG Bitcoin developers, but we don't know. So we have to assume the worst as potential investors. That all of these things they kind of serve as little red flags. They might not be the case, but we have to be very vigilant. So I think it's important to distinguish that we're not just trying to make fun of or FUD this project. We don't know enough about it to FUD it. But yeah, I'm ready to give a verdict when you are.
Yeah, sure. I guess I'll start. I mean, it's a really good take that you had there. I think it's important for people to understand if they're not like actively interested in, the black hole of hype and
Hmm.
speculation. Like, I hope I get my tokens before other people so I can dump on them. Then you need to look at investments from a risk perspective. And so, what do we see here? Like, the token is being catered towards like people are being encouraged to lock up the token. Access and payments are granted through locking up the token. And then the team has a short cliff and then a short vesting period. And so typically in like a tech startup, like developing a product and taking it to market, that usually takes longer, like to gain the traction, to gain the users, to gain success, takes longer than 9 plus 12 months or whatever that was, right? And so at the same time, it gives you an idea of like what the team is expecting. Like they have employees working on this for 21 months or so, and then those employees get full equity compensation. So it sounds like they plan on reaching their goal within 21 months or earlier. And their goal might be to just white label a bunch of tech and launch a flimsy product, and then liquidate as many tokens as they can. Or it might be to do something better. But as an investor, you have to understand that risk. And from my perspective, I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't think I would invest in something like this because it seems like it's something that can easily be strung together with licensed tech from a bunch of different companies, and then launch an asset that doesn't seem like it needs to exist, and then compete against the whales, which would be the team and other early investors who get their tokens probably way too early. So I'm going to give it one thumb down. I'm not a big fan of this.
Ooh.
Aside from the BRC20 ecosystem, which I'm not a fan of at all, regardless, I think it's kind of like a misappropriation of Bitcoin.
Oof, that was a hot take.
As a hot take, I'm going to get stabbed for that one probably.
Stab Toshi. uh, yeah, just everybody, before I give my verdict, just remember to like and subscribe if you like this content, and give us suggestions or feedback if we can improve these videos. Any projects we're missing, always appreciated. And I tend to agree with you. I'm very cautious with these type of projects. We didn't see any mention of team. We didn't see any mention of foundation tokens for any transition to a decentralized structure like Uniswap Foundation, for example, which is a little bit scary. Like, we have no insight into who's going to be driving this platform's growth, who's going to be making those decisions in 21 months or beyond. So maybe they can turn on fees, for example. We don't know if that's even an option. I agree that, I mean, they didn't also mention that this would be like an LP token to provide liquidity. So I would assume it would be that. That's like the one major use case for DEX or an ecosystem like that. But yeah, you're right. It's very rewards driven. We're going to airdrop you new hyped projects like a launchpad. We're going to give you stuff for farming. We don't have fees. We don't want to make money, really. It's all about locking up a token that doesn't really have a strong justification to exist. So we can assume the worst. I don't like assuming the worst, but with just 10 minutes and not a whole lot of insight into what they're doing or who this team is, I would say thumb down. Obviously, that could change with more information, and that's the hope as a investor, that you find out who the team is. You see, oh, they've built this before, they've worked on this project. They're pseudo anonymous or not doxed at all. So yeah, I don't really trust this or this entire ecosystem, but I know there's going to be winners in this ecosystem. We saw it already on Ape Terminal. This token might explode, and we might be kicking ourselves for not investing in it. But better safe than sorry. I would rather miss out on overhyped projects than get wrecked. And a lot of people do get wrecked.
Yeah, man. Excellent take. I think again, people should understand the risks in investing in a lot of these. And with an undocked team and no accountability, you can liken this to like a recent Solana meme coin where they might just post a bunch of stuff on a website, and then you buy the token or you invest, and then they disappear because there's nobody to persecute. So yeah, that's 10 minutes in the books. Thanks for all of our viewers for watching. Make sure you tap that like button if you like this content, and give us a subscribe because we got more coming out. Another 10-minute eye test next week, and a boom room coming up with a very cool project we're going to be speaking to. So again, thanks y'all, and ciao. Stay safe out there. Pew.